we're into the Highlands. And this is Commando country. The epicenter of where the Commandos were raised. In 1940, Britain was a beaten nation. Winston Churchill had an idea. Why not take a remote location in Britain and fill it full of renegades, outliers, street fighters? This extraordinary group of eccentrics gathered and raised a new type of fighter. And that's the story that Celtic Dagger, this expedition, is going to tell. A new page of that story, because we're going to be the first team to dive the shallow seas where the Commandos trained to see what was left as they conducted that training. So that's where we're going. That's what's on the bow. This is Kinloch Moidar House, which is going to be our base for the week. Welcome to everyone. We are doing something no one's done before. And that for me is the nature of an expedition and the nature of exploration and the nature of getting out there. Is it worth us looking? 100%.
This is a unique place, the restricted area as it was formerly known, the womb of modern special forces in all of their forms. But as the decades have sort of passed on since then, that's a piece of history which is fading fast. It makes expeditions like this all the more important in order to preserve the legacy and the memory and the rich history of this area. This is the birthplace of so much that has happened since.
They were really special people, and this is where they learnt their craft. And that craft shaped the Commandos of today. But it all started here on this beach. Right, let's do it. We have no idea whatsoever what's in the water there. What might have been dropped over the side of a boat by fingers that were fumbly with cold. People falling in, dropping kit coming out of pockets. So what we're going to do is survey the shallows here. History lies hidden in these shallow seas.
I did find something, but that was 3-4 inches down.
Mate, that is heroic. I'm going to call that a landing craft hinge joint. I mean, because it plainly is.
Yeah.
Plainly is.
Plain as day.
That is a good indicator of where we should look tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, delighted. What I think happened here is they'd fire into these dunes here, because of course that's what they were going to be doing on raids. So what we're going to do now is head up and see what we find in the dunes.
The stories that this metal could tell.
Shrapnel. Imagine that whizzing through the air at 600, 700, 800 miles an hour. All this is barbed wire. So out here you can see the old shells. That's the old Lee Enfield shells. So they would have taken a bead on the beach and they would have slotted away at the trainees coming up the hill. Live rounds. So day 2, here we go. I can't wait. Looks like we've found something fairly significant. Quite a large signature on the metal detectors. Plot thickens. Trowel at the ready. My dad's trowel. Dad went on D-Day, so this is for him. I'm going to head down now and see what's going on down there.
We get some big lumps of metal. You are the finder supreme.
So
this man with that.
Well done. Neither of them had beards before they went in.
It's hard work digging underwater.
That has burnt. It's the result of a fire, isn't it? Or extreme heat, an explosion. Exactly. We're starting to paint a picture of what happened there.
Could it be round and it be like a 45-gallon drum?
They had to create chaos and a scene from hell. You know, how do you create smoke and confusion? You'd do it through a big oil drum that you'd light.
It took both of us with our trowels and hands to lift this together. But the second part that came out was a much heftier chunk.
My God.
That is a ginormous beast.
And then another shell casing, but this one was actually part of the heavy thing.
Did your heart positively race when the casing came out? You must have been like...
We were really pleased.
You were really pleased with that one.
Yeah.
That is World War II memorabilia, without a doubt. Amazing. Welcome to Inverloch House. You are standing in the place that created the Commandos, the SAS, the SBS, the parachute regiment. It all came from the house. This is the killing house. Warriors were drawn here from all around the world and from every section of society. You had Hollywood film stars, so David Niven went through that house. You had Evelyn Waugh, great scholars, great writers, great academics. They went through the house. You had Peter Fleming, the brother of Ian Fleming. It's said that James Bond was born in that house. You had Lord Lovat, you had Bill Sterling, who set up the SAS. You had Fairbairn and Sykes, who came up with a whole new way of close quarter fighting. It revolutionized the way we fought as a nation and led to the defeat of the Nazis. Churchill came out with that great quote, "Arm yourselves and be ye men of valour." So to absent friends and men of valour.
Absent friends and men of valour.
The Outer Hebrides, the Inner Hebrides, the west coast of Scotland, where the project's taking place, is some of the richest diving you'll find anywhere. There's 4,000 different species that rely on the intertidal zone and the sea here. So it'd be madness to come up here and not just have a day out and just enjoy ourselves in this beautiful place. We've been at sea about 6 minutes and a seagull just come right over the top of the boat. It's one of the most impressive birds of prey in the world. In diving, you don't get many days like this, you know, where it's flat calm, you're in this exquisite wild place. Wild places tend to have wild weather. But look at this. You've got to earn days like this. You do a lot of tough days, and then you have a day like this. Magic.
It's a small collection of an iconic fighting knife, the Fairbairn Sykes Commando dagger.
Right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, that's speed marching. You got it. So that's the end of the Celtic Dagger expedition for 2025, and what a fitting place to draw it to a close. This is the Commando Memorial at Spion Bridge, and it commemorates the thousands of commandos who fought and died in World War II. It's become a pilgrimage for people to come to, not just military people, but visitors from all around the world. And what this expedition has done is just shone a light on that extraordinary story, the real story of the founding of the Commandos.
In a word, how would you sum up this expedition?
It's emotional.
Proud.
Revolutionary.
Superlative. Inspiring.
Unknown.
Camaraderie.
Respect. Unforgettable. It's so important that what happened here isn't lost in time. It doesn't just vanish into history. It helped us enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy today, and for that reason it should never ever be forgotten what happened here. Our expedition has helped to keep that story alive, and that's so important.